Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me closely. This ain't a game we're talking about today. This ain't about talent or money or who your daddy was or what your zip code is. No, sir. This is about the most important fight you'll ever face, and it ain't in a ring. It's right between your ears. Your mind is your battlefield. It's not just a poetic line. It's a daily reality. Before a single thing happens in your life, before a breakthrough, before a goal is achieved, before success ever knocks on your door, it starts in one place: your thoughts. Everything that shows up in your world is first built in your mind. That's the construction site. That's where your dreams are drawn up, your decisions are made, and your future is formed. The mind is where battles are won or lost long before your feet move or your hands work. Every day you wake up with a war going on inside. It's a fight between belief and doubt, between progress and procrastination, between I can and what if I can't. Some days the voices are loud. The one that says you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy. It tries to sit in the front seat of your life and steer. And if you let that voice take the wheel, it'll drive you into a wall of wasted potential. But if you make the decision to take control, to feed your mind with power instead of poison, the game changes. See, the enemy you're fighting isn't always outside of you. It's not the economy, your job, your background, or your circumstances. Often it's the voice inside that repeats the lies you've heard or believed for too long. You weren't born thinking you're not enough. Life taught you that. But here's the deal: what life taught you, you can unlearn. And that starts with recognizing that if you don't win the battle in your head, you'll never win in your reality. People walk around every day with the ability to fly but the mindset to crawl. They carry the power to rise but the belief that they're meant to stay down. And the problem isn't that they're incapable. It's that they've lost the battle before they've even stepped onto the field. They gave up in their thoughts, so they never gave it a shot in their actions. They saw themselves failing before they ever tried. That's why your thinking matters. Your thoughts are seeds, and your life is the harvest. If you plant fear, you'll reap hesitation. If you plant doubt, you'll harvest delay. But if you plant faith, if you plant courage, if you plant discipline and vision and belief, you'll start to see the results shift. Your actions will follow your expectations. And your expectations come from the thoughts you choose to repeat every single day. You have to wake up every morning and choose to fight. Choose to silence the lie and speak the truth. Choose to see yourself not as a failure but as a fighter, not as someone stuck, but someone on the rise. Because nothing out there, no opportunity, no relationship, no moment, can stay in your life if your mind is constantly working against you. Victory starts upstairs in the silence of your thoughts, in the decisions no one sees. That's the real battlefield. You can't have $1 million dream and expect it to come to life with a 5-cent mindset. That kind of math don't add up. People walk around dreaming big, wanting the cars, the house, the freedom, the legacy, but they approach life with discount store thinking. They expect to live at the top while thinking at the bottom. It's like trying to play championship ball with a backyard attitude. It just won't work. You can't expect premium outcomes from budget beliefs. If your thinking is cheap, your results are going to be cheap too. And I'm not talking about how much money you've got in the bank. I'm talking about how rich your thoughts are. How expensive is your mindset? Are you investing in yourself, or are you recycling the same doubts and excuses from 5 years ago? See, we live in a world where people upgrade their phones every year, get the latest tech, stay on top of trends, but won't take 5 minutes to upgrade their thinking. That's why some people stay stuck. Not because they lack opportunity, but because they keep operating on outdated mental software. You got to update your belief system. The way you think about yourself, your abilities, your worth, your purpose. That all needs regular maintenance. $1 million dream deserves a mindset that's been developed, challenged, refined, and stretched. You don't get to your destiny by thinking like you did in survival mode. You can't bring an old mindset into a new level and expect it to work. That's like trying to run a race in shoes 2 sizes too small. You're gonna trip yourself up every time. People say they want better, they want more, but as soon as discomfort shows up, they shrink back. That's because their mindset hasn't caught up to their vision. Dreaming is easy. Everybody's got dreams. But matching that dream with a mind that's ready to carry it, that takes intentional work. That takes feeding your mind with wisdom, cutting out negativity, refusing to entertain thoughts that tear you down. It takes looking in the mirror and saying, I'm worth more than the version of me that's settling. You want different. You gotta think different. You want to be successful. Then stop thinking like someone who's afraid to lose. Start thinking like someone who's already won but just hasn't cashed the check yet. See, real wealth starts in the mind. It's not about flashy things. It's about the confidence that you belong in the room, the discipline to show up, the patience to build, and the courage to believe even when nothing around you is changing yet. Every level of your life is going to demand a new version of your mindset, so you better be willing to do the work. Stop treating your dreams like fantasies. Start treating them like future facts, and prepare your mind for the kind of life you keep telling yourself you want. Because you can't expect a first-class destination with economy, level thinking. The enemy isn't always some person out to get you, or the world trying to hold you back. Sometimes the enemy lives rent-free in your own head. It whispers, criticizes, second guesses, and doubts you every step of the way. And the tricky part, it sounds just like you. That inner critic knows how to mimic your voice so perfectly that you don't even realize it's not truth, it's fear. Fear disguised as logic, insecurity dressed up as common sense. That voice that says you're not good enough, not smart enough, not ready. That's not wisdom talking, that's fear with a microphone. That critic doesn't show up loud all the time either. Sometimes it's subtle. It plants quiet doubts, like seeds in the back of your mind. You get an opportunity, and before you can celebrate, here comes the inner voice. You sure you can handle that? You have an idea, and it immediately says, someone else already did it better. You try to believe in yourself, and it interrupts with, remember the last time you failed. That voice doesn't play fair. It doesn't care about your progress. It just wants to keep you in the safe zone where nothing changes and you never take risks. But just because it sounds like your voice doesn't mean it's telling the truth. You've got to learn how to challenge it, question it, call it out, because that inner critic isn't a life coach. It's a life limiter. It's not trying to help you grow. It's trying to keep you small. You've got to recognize that the critic inside is usually born from past pain, failure, comparison, or somebody else's opinion that you accidentally adopted as your own. It's not your authentic self, it's your wounded self trying to take control. Think about how many times you've talked yourself out of something that could have changed your life. Not because you weren't capable, but because the voice inside convinced you that you weren't ready. That's how powerful the inner critic is. It doesn't need a crowd to stop you. All it needs is a moment of hesitation, and once it finds a crack in your confidence, it moves in and builds a home you have to fight back. You've got to replace that voice with one that speaks truth, not fantasy, not fluff, but truth. The truth that you've overcome things before, that you have skills, talents, ideas, purpose, that you belong in the rooms you walk into. You've got to speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love, because if you wouldn't say it to your best friend, why say it to yourself? Most people lose the battle not because of the world outside, but because of the war within. So don't let that inner critic win by default. Start talking back. Start speaking life where it's been speaking fear, because once you silence that critic, or at least learn not to obey it, you unlock a level of power you didn't even know you had. Train your mind like you train your body. We all understand what it takes to get in physical shape. You want abs, you hit the gym, you lift weights, you do the crunches, you watch what you eat, you commit to the process. And yet, when it comes to the mind, most people treat it like it's supposed to magically perform without any training. That's not how it works. Your mind needs discipline. Your thoughts need direction. And if you want strength up here, you've got to put in the reps just like you would in the gym. You want mental abs, then start lifting positive thoughts every single morning. Not once a week, not when life gets hard, not when you feel inspired, every day. Because consistency builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come from talking yourself up one time. It comes from showing up again and again and proving to yourself that you can choose the right mind, set no matter how wrong things look around you. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing a stronger perspective, even when things aren't. The same way, you can't expect to lift heavy weights on day one. You can't expect to master your thoughts overnight. It takes work. You'll stumble. Some mornings the negative voice will win. But the point is to keep showing up. Keep fighting back. Keep doing the inner work even when it doesn't look like it's paying off yet. Because eventually, just like your body changes when you stay consistent in the gym, your mind starts to shift too. The old thought patterns get weaker, the new ones get stronger. And one day you find yourself reacting differently, thinking clearer, standing taller, not because life got easier, but because you got mentally stronger. Mental training isn't glamorous, it's quiet. It's behind the scenes. It's waking up and reading something uplifting instead of scrolling through negativity. It's writing down what you're grateful for when everything in you wants to complain. It's talking to yourself like a winner even when you feel like a mess. It's protecting your peace, setting boundaries, and choosing focus over distraction. These things might not feel powerful in the moment, but over time they build a mindset that doesn't break every time life throws a punch. Most people want results, but they don't want routine. They want confidence, but not the process that builds it. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you build. One positive thought, one brave choice, one quiet victory at a time. And just like physical fitness, mental fitness requires effort, patience, and repetition. You don't wait to feel motivated to go to the gym. You go because it's part of the plan. The same goes for your mind. You don't wait for peace to show up. You create it through discipline. You don't wait for courage to appear. You build it through practice. Because in the end, the strongest minds are the ones that didn't give up when it would have been easier to stay weak. You become what you believe, not just what you want. There's a big difference between wanting something and truly believing you deserve it. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants peace, love, purpose, and financial freedom. But wanting it doesn't make it yours. Belief is what unlocks it. Belief is the switch that turns on your potential. It's the fuel that powers your actions. You can set goals all day long, but if your belief system is broken, you'll never rise above your own mental ceiling. Your belief system is like a thermostat. It sets the temperature for your life. If deep down you believe you're average, your life will never heat up beyond that level, no matter how much effort you put in. You might get close to success, but you'll unconsciously pull yourself back down to where your belief is set. That's why some people seem to sabotage their own progress. They are not scared of failure. They're scared of operating above their belief level. Their thermostat is set too low. This is why mindset work is so important. You can't outperform your self-image. If you see yourself as small, unworthy, or stuck, your life will reflect that back to you. Your relationships, your career, your habits, they're all mirrors of what you believe about yourself. And the danger is, beliefs can be built on lies. Maybe someone told you you'd never amount to anything. Maybe you failed once and decided that's just who you are now. But just because something feels true doesn't mean it is true. beliefs can be rewritten. You've got to check your internal thermostat. Ask yourself, what do I really believe I'm capable of? What do I think I'm worth? Am I thinking like a person who's supposed to win, or someone just trying not to lose? Because that belief system is steering everything. Your words, your decisions, your effort. If you believe greatness lives inside you, you'll start moving like it. You'll walk different, speak different, show up different. But if you believe you're destined to stay stuck, you'll start shrinking your dreams to match your doubt. And here's the thing, you don't have to believe the whole mountain today. You just have to believe the next step is possible. That's how belief grows. It starts with something small. You do one hard thing. You prove to yourself that you're more than your fear. Then you do another. Slowly, your belief begins to rise, and as it rises, so does the level of your life. New doors open. Opportunities show up. Not because the world changed, but because you did. So if life keeps feeling stuck, it's not always because you're doing the wrong things. Sometimes it's because your belief system has hit its limit. And if you want more, you've got to raise the thermostat, reset the standard, speak life into yourself even when it feels uncomfortable, because in the end, you don't get what you want, you get what you believe you deserve. Peace in the mind creates power in the life. A calm mind is not a weak mind, it's a focused one, a disciplined one, a weapon fully under control. When your thoughts are settled, when you're not being tossed around by every emotion or fear or outside opinion, you become dangerous in the best way. You become unstoppable, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you're no longer reacting to everything that tries to distract or destroy you. You move with purpose, not panic. You make decisions based on vision, not pressure. And that kind of mental clarity is what builds real power. When you master your mind, you master your mood. Too many people are being controlled by how they feel. They wake up tired, and they move through the whole day defeated. One little setback happens, and they throw the whole plan out the window. That's not a life of power, that's a life of reaction, and the key to rising above that is learning how to manage the inner world before trying to conquer the outer one. You've got to get to the place where your peace is not up for negotiation. You guard it, you protect it, and you fight for it like it's gold, because it is. When your mind is peaceful, your decisions improve. You're not jumping to conclusions. You're not making emotional moves that cost you time, energy, or relationships. You think clearer. You see the bigger picture. You stop needing validation from everyone because peace in your mind means you've already made peace with who you are. You stop needing to win every argument, chase every critic, or please every person. That kind of emotional control is rare. But it's powerful. It doesn't mean you don't feel things. It means your feelings don't run the show. And here's where it gets good. When your mood is good, your momentum becomes unstoppable. That doesn't mean you're smiling 24/7. It means you've built a foundation that's not shaken by every little thing. You have a mindset that knows how to shift gears, stay positive under pressure, and get back up quickly when life knocks you down. That's what creates momentum, not perfect conditions, but a consistent attitude. Not waiting for motivation, but learning how to generate it from within, and that can only happen when you've created inner peace. People think power is about being loud, fast, or aggressive, but real power is still. It's calm, it's rooted. You see it in the ones who move quietly but shake the room, the ones who don't let chaos disturb their focus, the ones who don't let fear speak louder than their faith, that kind of peace. That's strength, and once you taste it, you stop settling for anything that robs you of it. So if you want a powerful life, start with a peaceful mind. Don't chase chaos, don't normalize drama, don't give your attention to noise. Build your peace and watch your power grow. Because the person who's calm under pressure, steady under stress, and focused through the storm, that person is unstoppable.